On this episode of Did Y'all See, we're talking about Adrienne Bailon dating gospel singer Israel Houghton. What would you do if you had to poop on a first date? And we're also joined by special guest Rob Riley. Get into all this tea on Did Y'all See. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Did Y'all See, the extended version. So, ladies, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, first up is Miss Adrienne Bailon and her new boo, gospel singer Israel Houghton. Now, just a couple weeks ago, Israel announced that he and his wife were getting a divorce. He said it was finalized, but we have a sleuth on the team, and she said there are no receipts. So, for all we know, Israel is separated, but Adrienne and Israel were seen in Mexico booed up. So, what do you guys think about the situation? Dating while separated, dating as public figures in the church.
I think their timing is very messy and it's not coherent with a lot of the facts that Israel presented to us via Facebook and via his Instagram. A lot of things are not matching up. So I think if I was Adrienne, I wouldn't have been so public with the relationship, tagging where I'm at on Instagram, tagging him in photos that he's not really in, because we all know when you tag somebody and they're not really in the picture, it's like, claiming, So I just think the whole thing is very messy, and I don't like how he's trying to play people for a fool. Just be real, like, I'm out here living my life, and that's it. But don't play people who have supported you as a fool. So that's my thing.
Yeah. I feel like it's a bit of a fail because I feel like they tried to get ahead of it with the whole like I'm divorced thing, and it's like your PR people set y'all up because
there are no PR people.
Yeah, I mean maybe that's the problem, because even if you are divorced, which it doesn't seem that's the case. We all know the Bible says fornication is not, what's supposed to be happening. And we all know the way Adrienne Bailon was looking at that bathing suit, it would take a lot to stop somebody from doing whatever. With that, and if that's the choice you've made, fine. But when you're a figurehead and in a Christian, environment, people are going to look at that some kind of way. You kind of do have to be accountable to people, particularly when you're putting out messages, about Christ and loving him and following what he's saying. So like to your point of playing a fool or trying to act like, in the midst of things that really matter, like, no, this matters too. I can focus on a few things at once, pray for Brussels and what's going on with y'all.
I just feel like when the pictures that I saw where he was tagged, other people's names were tagged in them as well. So, and then when I look at them, even though I can't look at them, thank you, Raven. They just looked a lot like friends to me. So I didn't really think that deeply into it. In my mind, I was like, okay, if they are dating, that's interesting. But if they aren't, I'm like, okay, they kind of look like friends. Even the picture they took, it was kind of like very like friendly looking. So to me, I guess
behind,
and I'm like right here.
When she's wearing a thong,
oh please, he wasn't like on her like. He was like back here like. It was very friendly looking. I didn't have any real expectations or like, no, Adrienne Bailon, not you. Like, so to me, I'm just like, oh, okay, you're dating this guy who's supposed to be a divorcee, but he's not. Right.
It just seems scandalous to me from John. And it's crazy because when we saw the pictures, we were trying to figure out who the man was.
Right.
And we didn't know, that's another thing. But we didn't know who it was. And I was like, maybe that's her daddy. And Lauren was like, you don't hug up your daddy in the pool with a bathing suit on.
Yeah, right.
I was like, yeah, you really don't. And so I was like, okay, they're dating. But my thing is, I just, people can feel how they want about it, but I don't understand why people date men who are separated or women who are separated. I just really don't get it. I just think like, at that point, you're in a relationship with two people because you never know what he's telling his wife. You never know what one person is feeling like they're working on it and the other person is feeling like I'm out. And it's just like Israel said, oh, I know I've been divorced from my wife we've been apart for 2 years. I'm like, but you had pictures like wishing her happy birthday
to
my bride of 20 years. So then it's like you have to shut stuff down. So it just seems like there shouldn't have been a statement like, well, this is just how we do. But then to your point, and I really don't believe that Adrienne was like the cause of their marriage falling apart. I don't believe that at all. But I also feel like she might be a little in over her head as far as like the Black Christian community. Because what she says on the reel about her life and her dating life, and I just leave it at that, it goes down.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, if you dating a man of God who's been very public, I would just just reel that in a little bit, because that's a lot.
It's like I could see like a Mega Good repeat situation.
Right.
That's a lot.
Right.
That's a
Now
lot.
all eyes are gonna be the attention.
All eyes are gonna be on
you
that.
gotta be ready.
You got to be careful, because she don't know. She don't really know with the Black Christian community.
Right.
Girl. For this week's What Would You Do, we're talking about how a woman ended up with poop in her purse. So Victoria, you wrote about this. So tell us what happened.
Yes, I've had poop in my purse. No, but there's a crazy story that a lady told on Twitter this week. She went on a first date. She'd had some coffee beforehand, I guess. And things went really left. So she was having a good day with the guy, and they went back to his apartment, but then her bowels got moving. And you know, sometimes your body kind of forces you to go when you don't want to go. And she used his bathroom. And when she finished what she was trying to do, when she flushed the toilet, not all of it went down, and it kind of wouldn't go down. So her only thought process was, let me try to wrap this doo-doo in some toilet paper, put it in my purse, and when I have the chance, I'll either dump it or I will figure it out and take it home with me. But thankfully, the guy used the bathroom later and the toilet worked. So she went back in with her doo-doo and put it in the toilet and flushed it, and that worked.
Y'all faces right now.
Yes, that's what happened. So
the what would you do question is, if you had to poop on a first date, how would you handle it, right?
and it got stopped
It got
up.
stuck.
Yeah,
How would
stopped
you handle
up.
the situation?
And there's no plunger.
I would hope there would be a plunger, but some men just don't know how to equip their homes.
Which is real.
Because I keep my plunger under the sink. So I was like, it would be awkward. Like, you're going to have to ask.
Mine is right there
or
next to the
something,
toilet. It's not even
but
hidden.
after this, I took it and put it right in the toilet. I was like, I can't have those problems. But I definitely wouldn't reach in and get it. I'm going to just have to say, hey, your toilet's not flushing. Is there something I need to do to get it to flush? Like, I'm not.
Right.
And then I'm going to say, no, don't come in here.
Right.
But tell me if I need to flip it 3 times or I got to lift up the latch and do something.
Help
'Cause
me.
I'm not reaching in and getting my shit out. I'm just not. I'll just have to take that L. Like, if it means I'm not dating you anymore, it also means I don't have shit on my hand. And I'm more happy with not having shit on my hand. So.
And then it's your problem. Then it's your doo-doo.
Exactly.
I've been at relatives' house who their toilet situation is all kinds of messed up. So for me, what I do now, I do what I have to do, and then I flush to see how the flush system is
You
working.
always have to courtesy flush.
Yes.
Then if it's working, then you have to see, and then you have to see what type of toilet paper they have, because that's what messes you up. If they have cottonelle, do not take
But
a
listen,
dump.
Lauren uses way too much toilet paper. I've seen it with my own eyes. She was Lauren in the bathroom with paper towels, like. I'm like, Lauren, you have 2 hands.
Exactly.
Just pull in.
She's like, I gotta wrap it around my hand.
Lord. She uses it for the door.
Yes.
So she be, yeah.
You use a lot of toilet paper.
Right.
And and I've clogged people's toilets before. So learning from my experience, I just try to see if it's Scott, is it Cottonelle, and then I try to use a minimal amount for myself, and then I try to do small flushes in between.
That's what I was going
You have to
Always.
always test. You be like,
say it was
Frequent flush. Even just for the smell.
Thank
Okay.
you.
I just really, there are only few circumstances where I can imagine touching my own poop. Right? Because I was thinking, because at first I was thinking, okay, maybe she went in there with toilet paper, but y'all know toilet paper disintegrates in water like instantly. So she had to touch that with her hand. And then even if she wrapped it up and put it in her purse, I'm like, even the smell of it in your purse, like you still went out there and sat next to this man with doo-doo in your bag. Like, what was you thinking about? If I really, first off, you just have to take the L. Like, listen, the toilet is not flushing. Tell me what to do. Or worst case scenario, throw it in the garbage. Why would you put it in your purse to get doo-doo on your other stuff in your bag? For this week's Who'd You Rather, we're moving on to actors, and we're comparing OShea Jackson Jr. versus Jason Mitchell. Now, you may remember them from Straight Outta Compton. So, Victoria, tell us who was your pick.
Well, to be completely honest with you, I did not see Straight Outta Compton. Forgive me, do not take my black card. I will see it on DVR or something later. But I have seen them, and I do like OShea Jackson Jr. just because he looks just like Ice Cube, and Ice Cube is handsome, so you know. And then that would be your dad if y'all got married or something. But if it was just a hit it and quit it situation, like he looks good. So that's where I stand on that.
I'm gonna go with Jason. I think he's cute. OShea's cute. His daddy cute. I would go with Jason. I really liked him.
If I have to just go with the spirit, I will go with OShea. Jackson Jr.
Wow.
He just looks like he smells good and he could just, gather you up, handle you, and just
Gather you.
Were you at a window?
Right. Turn you upside down.
I don't know. Yesterday when we were talking about this, I was like, okay, I will go with OShea. But then I started, because I really didn't pay attention to Jason, because I only saw him, this is my first introduction to him as Eazy-E, and so I just saw the Drippy Jerry curl. But outside of the role, he is more attractive than I originally saw. But I still think I have to go with OShea. Just because, I really don't know what it is, because he really is a little too light for me. But I think he has more, you see more of Ice Cube's face in him, which is what's pulling me. So let us know who you'd rather in the comment section, OShea or Jason. Last week we told you about our series Ask a Black Man in Los Angeles this time around, and today we figured we might as well bring a black man to the set. So Rob Riley is here. You may recognize him from Hit the Floor, The Perfect Match. So are you ready to get into it?
I am a black man, and I am ready to be asked questions.
Okay. So the first question we had, this kind of came up naturally in the conversation, and it was about whether or not women become crazy in relationships. Do you think that is true?
I mean, I don't know if women become crazy in relationships as in relationships make women crazy. I don't think that distinction can be made. I think that everybody's got their own particular brand of crazy, and sometimes it gets exacerbated by a relationship because it adds a little bit more stress to the relationship. But I don't think relationships make you crazy.
Okay.
I think you just got you a little crazy, and when the relationship brings out more who you actually are. So
Okay.
there's levels to this.
Right.
shit, you know?
Right. Because there seems to be like this notion. We actually have a coworker who's like, oh, all women have a crazy eye.
Right.
Well, yes, I agree. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How can
Well,
you identify the crazy eye?
Oh, I was raised by my mother and my grandmother, so it's easy for me to identify the crazy eye. You just know it when it's the same thing that my mother used to do in the supermarket when I picked up something and tried to put it in the shopping cart and I wasn't supposed to. She just give you that look. That lets you know that what you're doing is wrong and you shouldn't be doing it. I don't got any words because what comes out of my mouth next you're not gonna like. That's the look. It's a look and a feel. Yeah. Just pay attention, brothers. Just if you pay attention, you can tell when the eye starts to twitch a little bit or whatever it is.
Okay.
You know.
So what about men being a little crazy in relationships? Is that a thing?
I think it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I think that relationships are very difficult minefields to navigate, especially nowadays. I don't think social media has made, and the DM hasn't made anything easier for anybody. Twitter and Instagram and people posting this and liking this and saying whatever they want under somebody's picture and then making it seem like they might have a better relationship with somebody than they actually do. I've received comments under pictures where people are like, oh, can't wait to see you. I'm like, I don't even know you. But I can't wait to see you in New York. What do you mean? I can't wait to see you. So you know, I'm dating somebody, they could read that and say, well, hey, who is that person that you're going to see? And that could be a whoever, a fan, somebody that has a delusion in their mind, whatever it may be. So again, I say all that to say I don't think that it's one-sided. I don't think that it's men that are crazy in relationships or women that are crazy in relationships. I think relationships are difficult just inherently, trying to put two people together. We're humans, right? And we all have all this stuff going on.
Right.
And you're trying to get two people's stuff to match, or to at the very least complement each other. And that's not easy to do, So there's going to be a lot of give and take. There's going to be compromises, certain things that one person won't adhere to, and just, same thing on the other side, those deal breakers, as they would say, in the perfect match, But yeah, no, it's not men crazy or women crazy. It's just relationships and people crazy.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
What about your character, though, in Perfect Match? So tell us, did he have a little crazy?
Well, no, you know what? Well, we didn't see any of Victor's crazy. Right. Victor was more concerned about the fact that he felt slightly emasculated by the fact that his ginger made more money than he did. At the very least, in this particular instance, it was about the wedding, because it's not like he was like, oh, I don't want my woman to make more money than me at all. It's just that we're getting married. I'm a man. I feel like I should, men should do certain things, and I can't do those things, so I feel funny about it. And it was always made light of the situation, which was important for me because I don't think that, you know, anybody should take that stance, which is, you know, I'm supposed to earn more money than the man's supposed to earn more money than the woman, or vice versa. Like, whoever makes the most money makes the most money. You happen to be the most fortunate at this point. You and I could be together, and you could be making more money in 2016, and in 2017 I'm making more money. Does that mean the dynamic of the household shifts? It shouldn't. So, you know, that was one of the beauties of Victor, is that I felt like he was really he was being honest, you know. I would like to do these things, you know, hey, would you guys come to my wedding if it was in a park? Because that's all I can afford. Like, I know that my wife is gonna want something else and it'll probably end up there, but I'm letting you know what I can do. And that wedding actually was in the park on the low if you watched the movie.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Hey, no problem. Yeah, I appreciate
Enjoyed
it.
having you.
Yeah. Ask a black man, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm one, I happen to be one. Hi, I'm a black man. You can ask me things.
Right. Ask a Black Man will be premiering on March 28th. Be sure to check it out on MadameNoire.com. So, did y'all see somebody created another meme about black women? And
Get a job.
Right, seriously. And actually, this woman is an actual editor at Essence, and this image of she and her husband was used on Instagram to start a discussion. But basically, it was like Tamika and Keith, and Tamika makes $400,000 a year, and Keith makes $44,000 a year. Look, you ain't right. You the problem.
She had to be Keith. I mean, she had to be Tamika.
Right. So anyway,
Not Taryn.
she obviously makes significantly more money than him, and she is going to be paying for their wedding completely. So the question was, and you know, Tamika's friends are like, "Girl, you a fool." Yeah. So the question was,
I'm listening. I wasn't agreeing.
the question was, is Tamika a fool? First off, and then second of all, what was the real intention behind the creation of this meme and this discussion? So, go ahead.
That's all this is about, is a wedding payment?
It says that she also replaced his Honda Accord with a Lexus and is paying for their honeymoon.
This narrative.
Does the money?
If you were Keith, ladies, if you were Tamika, or fellas, if you were Keith, could you play that role?
It's a significant difference, and I mean, you're gonna be paying for the majority of things. You may get $400,000. You got a lot of extra income, most likely, you know, to pay. That's just kind of how it's gonna fall. I think you can do it, but it takes a strong person, I think, in either position.
Both,
because I would kind of feel like, damn, I'm paying for my company. You know, all the time I got to pay for everything, and I think for a man that's gonna be hard to know you can't contribute as much. But, you know, it's like, what do you do for me? This, you know, and just to go ahead with this second part, I just feel like this whole thing of like women expecting too much and you're not going to build a man and blah, blah, blah. Are we the same age? Why aren't you making $400,000 too? You know, like stuff like that is not taken into consideration. So I just get tired of these whole, you know, things just to be like, that's why you single, black woman, because you don't want to help. Talk to your boy about why he only making $44,000 at 35. Nobody ever wants to say anything about that. So I don't get it.
And I feel like I'm going to assume that a petty 45-year-old single black man did this meme.
Come on.
I just feel like it's just a way to highlight this imaginary group of black women who are perpetually single while you wallow and be a troll on the internet. That's what I really think it's about. You probably still live with your mom, or you're just not advanced. You're not where you want to be. So it's like, oh, let me highlight this other person. So psychologically, the light is not on me and my issues.
If it's already been done and she paid for it based on the story, then she was clearly okay with it.
Right.
Because, I mean, I wouldn't pay for my entire wedding if there wasn't a certain, you know, if you
Come
can help
on.
me. Whatever.
If you're making anything,
then you can contribute. $44,000 ain't $4 a year. It's still a good chunk of money to help out with something. So this concept that, okay, because she's making, and it's always this thought process I think, that with the bigger picture, where it's an assumption that women who do better or make more money are some way trying to, like, they somehow emasculate their husbands and their spouses and things. It's like, she got to pay for the whole wedding, and she's replacing his car, and she paying for the honeymoon. And look, she's emasculating you by asking, you know, is there a problem with this financial arrangement that they have? Well, if she's okay with doing that, and he's, you know, there, then whatever, that's their business. And I just think it's always something. It's like, if you're doing well as a Black woman, it's like people want to be acting like, well, look at you, emasculating men. If you ain't doing shit, then it's like,
look at you on welfare.
Look at you, right? Your welfare baby, whatever, welfare queen, yeah, you know, whatever. And if you're just in between, it's like, well, look, you ain't got no man. So it's kind of like you can't win for trying. You can't get an education and find a man, and if he makes less than you can't be okay with being in that. It's like a question about like, is this okay?
My thing is this, like, people are not really basing this on any facts. These are just like the lore about Black women and trying to separate us from Black men. Black women are more likely than anybody to marry down, as they say, or to marry someone who is not on their financial level or educational level and work with you. And everybody knows that. When I hear people talk about Black women doing like y'all are liars, because Black women will ride for Black men until the wheels fall off.
Girl.
And then they will scrape along the pavement,
Girl.
burning sparks, sending sparks flying through the ground. We will ride for Black men to the ends of the earth. So I don't want to hear no foolishness about what Black women won't do for Black men, because it's a lie.
Exactly. Right.
All right, so for this week's We See, we're shouting out the Happy Hair Boutique in the Bahamas. They are getting a lot of love, especially from us, because they created a whole campaign and a hashtag called Natural is Professional. And the whole point of it is to kind of show in different ways how, whether you are a reporter, whether you're a writer, whether you're a lawyer, whatever you're doing, if you have natural hair, don't let people tell you that it's not professional, that you can't wear it in the workplace, that it's too wild or kinky or whatever. Do your thing. And we really appreciated it because, you know, we're all natural here. Kudos to those ladies. Natural hair is professional. Natural hair is beautiful. Whoop whoop. We see you.
Thank you for joining us on this Saturday morning. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And for more videos like this one, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/MadameNoire. Hey guys, thank you so much for supporting Madame Noire's YouTube channel. For more Did Y'all See, click here. For celebrity interviews, click here. And for our new series, Ask a Black Man in Los Angeles, click here. And as always, subscribe.